One of the most frustrating issues in the industry today for tennis stakeholders is the great difficulty in making a connection with a high school tennis coach. Many great tennis leaders would love to help a high school tennis coach in his or her program. I hear thousands of complaints and protests. In stark contrast, some so-called tennis professionals state that they feel like that there is not much value in tennis as a school team sport. I don't hear the care and concern from those people. Both of these groups have suffered from the lack of community building from the past. We can all do better. We can come to acceptance that there's been a difficult history, but all great achievements come in the face of adversity. It's up to you and me to turn this around. After we execute the action items below, then we can dive deeper into what our standards of success are. Sometimes we're wrecked by our own expectations. Let's move away from extreme expectations. Come back to a realistic approach, rooted in making things just a little better. In future years, things will begin to snowball. How to do effective outreach to high school tennis coaches. This article can be part of the impetus to get the snowball rolling down the hill. We need to know how something about what keeps the ball rolling down the hill. I will share some action and some non-action items that can get things unstuck. A great starting place is to think about your why. When we own up to the idea that maybe we're part of the problem, then we open our minds to more and better thinking. Consider, why do you want to reach out to high school coaches? How much of our desire to do something with those programs is based on an expectation of reciprocation? Gary Vaynerchuk, a social media giant, says, as soon as you give expecting something in return, you lose. So try to put away your self-interest. Come at the problem strictly because you love the game and want to give an opportunity to as many players as you can to play and play well. That's not something to do, it's more of an attitude to adopt. Taking the best approach. Experts in business and religion say that it takes an average of 7 contacts for someone to become interested in looking into the proposition being posed. Some type of relationship must have been previously developed. It's not so much what you know, but who you know that matters. Keep in mind, you to them might be the lunatic fringe. You love the sport and you want everyone to play it all the time. The people you're approaching might think of it as a nice after-school activity that shouldn't be taken too seriously. High school can be so high school. One thing you have to keep in mind is that high school can be a very strange place, and there's some very interesting behaviors that happen because people are trying to maintain an image of being one of the cool kids. You also get very strict disciplinarians. Get to know something about the coach. Are they a player? Are they a teacher pressed into duty by the school? Empathize with their plight. At best, they might be a fellow tennis professional, or they could be an enthusiastic about learning to coach and teach better. Finally, imagine how it would feel to be thrust into coaching something that you don't know well, while at the same time being put down by the experts who could be helping you. Having been a high school teacher and coach for years and had many discussions with stakeholders, I haven't heard anyone disagree with my observations of the breakdown in how high school teachers engage with the school. The level of professionalism amongst high school teachers roughly follows the 80-20 rule, but I like to think of it as the 20-60-20 rule, because 20% of all teachers are amazing professionals who really pour themselves into kids and other teachers. 60% love their subject and love everyone who loves it too, tolerating those that don't love it as much. Finally, the lowest 20% of teachers fell into the job because they could not find any other suitable work. They punch the clock, get the work done, and don't really want to be bothered. If you're trying to reach that final group, good luck to you, my friend. The tennis enthusiast. How different is the tennis enthusiast who is the off-campus coach? You will likely find that they're more toward the top of the heap, a much better resource than a teacher that was pressed into duty. If you can make that person an ally and help them buy into continuing education, then they can be a great resource to you and the community. Practical steps in order of least obtrusive to most involved. 1. Drop off a donation of used tennis balls from your teaching cart that are still in decent shape. Some schools need rackets, others desperately need shoes with some tread still on them. 2. Visit a home tennis match of the team. Say hello to the coach. If you are unknown to the team, avoid speaking to players beyond a friendly greeting or a quick compliment on their match. 3. Send an email to a group of coaches in your area, letting the coach know that you might like to get to know them and find a way to help out if they're open to it. 4. Follow up with a phone message saying, at your convenience, if you would like to talk for 5 to 10 minutes to discuss how I might help. If you get no response, send another email directly to the person that you contacted twice. Be sure to acknowledge that they might be busy and ask if everything is well with them. Then reiterate that your door is open. Consider that the person may be extremely busy or may be facing some personal crisis and might not want to talk to a stranger at the moment. 5. Offer a free clinic for the team, or more importantly, to a subsection of the team. Only the beginners, the doubles players, the advanced players, or some other subset that the coach suggests. Sure, you offer a wealth of expertise. You must also respect that some players may not be open to your coaching as they already have the high school coach and may also have their own private coach. That player may struggle when seemingly different, conflicting information is given. 6. Always prize the coach, never run them down, just like your mother taught you. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at home at all. 7. Host the league championships or other off-season events for the high school players to play. Trust that you may gain one more client, but even if you don't, creating a more fertile environment, helping add to the nearly 350,000 high school tennis players in the country, succeed in growing the game. There are many more who play high school than play USTA tournaments. 8. Encourage one player to start playing some tournaments. Make sure everyone knows that you are better than the high school coach, and that you could beat them in a set 6-0, and that you would welcome taking over the program from them. Just checking to see if you're awake. All right, so don't do that. Encourage your local high schools to take advantage of free services provided by UTR, level-based play, having a tangible sign of improvement given by a rating that can be a huge motivator, open up a pathway to college tennis, and allow coaches to set lineups for more competitive matches without risking a loss. 9. Give the coach a copy of the Art of Coaching High School Tennis as a gift. There it is right there. You save on the Amazon price. They get a signed copy. Then I myself make it myself available to them for a 20-minute consultation. That happens if you buy it directly from me. You can order at Zeke37sports.com. Products, Art of High School Coaching High School Tennis. Measuring success. All right. Tennis professionals tend to be a bit all or nothing in their assessments. If you offer your service to 8 different schools and they all said yes, you would not have time to do it well. If you reach out to 8 and 5 don't respond, that's pretty normal. Also, 2 might show the courtesy of saying thanks but no thanks, but you can bring us some balls. Finally, you might get 1 mildly enthusiastic response. Instead of thinking that as 88% failure, think of it as infinitesimal success. You were helping 0 schools. Now you're going to be working with 1. So do your very best for the 1. Circle back in 3 to 6 months to the others, especially as the impact of your help with the one school takes hold. Now the snowball is beginning ever so slowly to roll downhill. So if you would like a consultation, go ahead and give me a call, and I'll be glad to talk with you about that. Thanks so much for watching.